What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome to another Resplendent review, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Brave Lyn, who just got a Resplendent version, and I'll be going over the builds that you can run on her, and at the end I'll have a special bonus segment, which she definitely deserves. So Brave Lyn completes the Choose Your Legends 1 units, getting the Resplendent outfits, and she's a Gen 1 unit who's a colorless bow cavalier, and in 2017, back in those days, she was definitely a meta unit, but as time went on, she definitely fell really hard, and this kind of weapon refined to her Mola gear definitely didn't really help, because all it has is dull ranged built into it, and she needs to meet a visible speed check to get +4 to all of her stats. So her weapon refine is really outdated, and she's desperately gonna be wanting some kind of arcane bow, and her offenses can definitely work at max investment. I do have a plus in Brave Lyn on my main account and I still use her, so base 35 attack and base 37 speed after Resplendent is definitely going to be workable, but her preferred skill is also really outdated, just like her weapon refine, because it only stops the counter attack against the sword, lance and axe units, not even the beast or the dragonstone unit. So that slot B skill is definitely not going to be very useful in the modern times, and something like a trace skill is just going to be much more valuable. You can actually compare her stat spread to a free-to-play bow cavalier like Summer Leone, and you'll see that Summer Leone does fine despite being a free-to-play unit offensively, and is in fact going to be faster than a Resplendent Brave Lyn. So in terms of her stat spread, she's definitely not standing out, and unfortunately because of her outdated weapon refine and her preferred slot B skill, she's really not going to be standing out, and only people who really like Lyn a lot are going to be building her up. So if you want to build her up on a budget, then you can definitely give her Life and Death as a Sacred Seal and simply run Moonbow and Reposition. But if you want to invest a bit more into her, then Whitecap Bow Plus is going to be the option, as it is for most of the bow units until we get some kind of arcane bow. So this could be run with the Cat skill, and you can just run Fortrace over Sacae's Blessing because it does give you the Canto mobility, and that's a lot better, and you can just run a player face build like this. You can actually go further and give her even more premium slot A skill in Remote Sparrow, so she's going to be able to get that damage reduction, and it is going to be a lot easier for her to survive in the player phase, so that could be done. And she could also run Deadeye as her special. Even though she doesn't really have the highest attack stat, this is going to be a premium special that could be used for piercing through the damage reduction skills. But if you want to stick to Mola gear, then you can just run a max Mola gear build with the Cat skill and Speed Smoke 4. So Speed Smoke 4 is definitely going to be helping you quite a lot, meeting that visible speed check for the +4 to all of your stats with Mola gear. And this is a build that you can run if you just want to stick to her preferred weapon. And because she does have Sacae's Blessing as a 300 SP slot B skill, you can definitely try and use her in arena with C-Dual Cavalry 4 and simply use her for awakening many of the arena units. So by having this kind of build with 300 SP passives, you're going to be able to score a bit more, so that is definitely helpful. And you don't really have to run a tier 4 slot B skill. So there, Sacae's Blessing is going to be coming into the play, and it is going to be a bit useful and can definitely help you in some of the arena matchups against many of the sword, lance and axe units. I really wish a lot of these Brave units got some kind of remix to their preferred skill, because even though they do have preferred skills compared to like the second place winners, the preferred skills are not really all that good to begin with. So if I had to give a remix to her, I would definitely give her Sacae's Blessing 2, which has Canto 2 built into it, which is going to be absolutely amazing, and it is going to be better in many cases than the Fortrace skill that you'll be running. So the fixed Canto 2 is definitely pretty nice on a ranged unit, and then she is going to be having the updated Sacae's Blessing, which actually works against the dragons and the beast units as well, so all of the melee opponents cannot really counter attack against her, and she's going to be able to inflict -5 speed, defense and attack debuff on the foe during the combat. And I will definitely upgrade her Sparrow 2 from her slotty skill to Remote Sparrow, so this is going to be a lot better, and it is going to be helping you in the range matchups where you're going to be facing some kind of mage or any kind of dagger or bow unit. So the damage reduction from Remote Sparrow is definitely going to be much better, and it is going to be a pretty nice upgrade from her Sparrow 2. So that is going to be my remix theory craft for her Sacae's Blessing, which makes it a lot more useful and actually makes it worthy enough to run in the slot B skill over like a trace skill. And if I had to improve her weapon refine as well, I would definitely give her a lot more effects and actually make her a solid unit. So she's still going to be getting the +3 from her weapon, but now the Mulligar effect is a lot better. So she's going to be able to get +5 to all of her stats and still neutralize the foe's buffs. And this time it's not just the ranged opponents, it's going to be against all kinds of foes. She's just going to be ignoring all of their buffs. She's going to be able to get the full null follow-up out of this weapon, and also the null guard effect or the half tempo effect, which allows her to trigger her specials really easily and without really any kind of interruption from the guard skills. So this is going to be helping her nuke a lot harder. And speaking of nuking, her refine definitely makes it a lot easier for her to do that. So now she's going to be able to get -1 special cooldown, and we do have precedence of this in a weapon refine from Brave Lyn Builds. So getting the -1 special cooldown is going to be really good because you can just have Glimmer, Moonbow, or Ruptured Sky as a 1 cooldown special and have Deadeye as a 2 cooldown special. And then with this weapon refine, she's able to get another round of +5 to all of her stats, and she actually gets special charges on both enemies' attacks and her own attacks. So this means that even though she's not going to be getting counter-attacked by many of the melee opponents, she's going to be able to trigger Deadeye on her double attack, which is absolutely amazing. And this is going to be helping her nuke a lot harder with the half tempo effect, which is going to be bypassing the guard effects, and also null follow-up, which is going to be making it a lot easier for her to just double many of the opponents who do have follow-up negation effects. And then finally, this is going to be giving her true damage based on 20% of her speed. So we do have inspiration from Legendary Lyn's weapon refine in a way, getting that true damage out of her speed. And this kind of Lyn is going to be able to fire off her specials really easily because of the half tempo effect, the special charges, and is actually going to be making up for the damage output by getting the true damage based on her speed. And she's also going to be able to completely ignore any kind of visible buffs of the opponents and also get the full null follow-up effect, which is a lot harder to get for many of these range units because they don't really have access to those kinds of skills. And with Sacae's blessing too, she's going to be able to function much better as a hit and run unit because of having Canto built in, and she's also going to be able to get the visible debuffs out of it, and none of the melee units are going to be able to retaliate back to her. So that is going to be my upgraded Brave Lyn theory craft. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. I really like Lyn as a character, so I really hope that at some point they do some kind of remix for these Brave units, just like they have been giving these Resplendent outfits to these Choose Your Legends units. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, then make sure to leave a like and a comment, helps me tremendously. And if you really enjoyed, you could always support me directly by using super thanks down below or by becoming a YouTube member. And for more FEH videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as Mulligar's weapon refine. So that's it, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.